I want to go back in, therefore, in a more generic thing about just how different is customer acquisition in China from a place like Australia in this sort of B2C hard product type area. What do you see as being different compared with when you talk to your average Australian company and what they're used to in Australia?
I'll tell you, it's hard to overstate how different it is. You
Yeah.
know, how different it is from almost every aspect. And so, look, the first thing that it still surprises me today when I speak to most Australian companies about their China strategy, they still see China as a single market. And it surprises me, one, because this seems crazy when you think of it, sit back and think about a 1.4 billion people population across, all these cities. So the first thing I talk to Australian companies about is you've got to become more compartmentalized in the way you look at your customer. You can't look at China as a China strategy. You've got to look at it as, what am I doing for tier one cities, for example? And again, just to elaborate on tier one, tier two, these are terms we use in China very quickly. It just defines the size of the city. And when we talk about tier one, we're talking about 10 million or more populations. And it's usually Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, as you probably recognize. So we talk to our companies about, well, where do you want to play in China? Because if you want to play in tier one, you've now got to consider you've got every brand in the world in those markets. So you're competing against a much more cluttered environment. If you choose tier two or tier three, well, then it's less cluttered, but you've got a less informed consumer. So there's always a balance. And it impacts everything from the way that they see pricing and packaging and taste, because down south in Guangzhou, their view of what is right to someone in Liaoning or Dongbei in the north area is very, very different. And so a lot of Australian business owners just are naive and uninformed about how diverse that is as a country. And I think that's the things that we've got to explain even before we start looking at the archetype or the customer profile.